joining us. I'm Monica,
I'm Prisma.
and this is In
In
Parenthesis.
parentheses.
So, why did I create it in parentheses? So, the reason I created in parentheses is because I became a teen mom at a very young age, and I went years without going back to school. So, I dropped out of high school, and years later, I found myself in a situation where I was going through a divorce. I had no job, I had no career, and I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. One thing that I did know was that I wanted a career. I didn't want to just go and get a job. I wanted to do something that will give me a sense of purpose, but I think I also was looking for security because having a career gives you that security. So I think like I can definitely relate to people when they are still searching on all of the careers they're exploring or just don't know what it is that they can do. I feel like that situation made me feel very vulnerable. Not having a career, it made me very afraid because when you're not prepared, you feel vulnerable to the times, to what can happen to you, and in my case, what could happen to my kids.
Right.
And this opportunity that we have to be able to provide resources just passionates me because I know what it's like to be in a point in your life where you're scared and where you would do something if you knew what to do. So, Prisma, I am very lucky to have you as a co host. I love your passion. Share with us, why are you so passionate about this?
So first and foremost, it is an honor to be here. Um, I am I am very blessed to be by your side. You are an amazing leader, and I look up to you.
Feel the same about you.
So I am a biology teacher, and I noticed that there was an issue in my classroom. I noticed that as a teacher, I want to make sure that my students and I are on we have the same goal.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm their support.
Right.
I'm their teacher. I'm their leader. And as a leader, you have to have the same goals in mind. And so I would ask the kids, what are your plans after high school? What do you want to be? Who do you want to become? And I would only get a handful of kids to say, I want to have my own business, or I want to become a welder. Only a few out of a class of 28.
Yeah.
4 or 5 kids had a plan. So I am very hopeful that the videos that we bring to the channel, that these students can get that
Exposure.
exposure.
Yes. And that's what I love about the panelists that we have. They are amazing. But also, we go into questions as, what is it like on a day of a real estate agent? What is it like on a regular day of a firefighter? So they get to actually see what their life is like. And I think it's a huge need that we have because one of the reasons why I think, many times we don't know what we want to do is because we don't have an influence around us. We don't have somebody to look up to or we just haven't paid attention maybe. And I think that being able to put this together has given us the opportunity to meet amazing people and to hear their stories. Their stories are amazing. And, one of the things that I notice is that people do perish for lack of knowledge.
Absolutely.
And one of the panelists was sharing with us that it took 10 days or it takes 10 days to finish the course. And I just feel like, wow, what if somebody was to tell you that in 10 days you can change your life? It just like wow me. That moment, it was like unbelievable because I just kept thinking, man, in 10 days, somebody can turn their life around. In 10 days, somebody can do a career. And of course, you have to go through the test and all of this, but I think that being able to provide the resources through this platform and to answer the basic questions that people have as far as how long would it take to get certain certification? How much does it pay? What is their normal day like? Like, how do I know if I'm going to like it? What skills do I need to have? And being able to answer those questions for people through this platform, it's just like an amazing, fulfilling thing for me because I just know that I've been there and that, you know, down place where you have no idea what to do with your life. All you know is that you have to do something.
Absolutely. You just have to take that next step.
Yeah.
You have to be willing to take that risk and say, I want, I want something better,
Yeah.
and I want something, not just for me, not just for me, but for my family, for my community, and for the people that are watching me.
Yes, and one of the things that you and I were talking about is that through a career, you get to choose the people that you're going to be around.
Absolutely. It's you who you surround yourself with really does matter.
Yes,
And so when you're in a room with people and they are all homeowners,
yes,
and all of your coworkers are homeowners, you are going to become that next homeowner.
yes.
If
I like that. You're going to become that next homeowner.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So um, in a career, and this just unlocks the door for so many other opportunities.
Yeah, personal growth. I see like how many classes I have to take like constant because I owe it to my clients to have the knowledge about the market, but it goes beyond the profession because you learn, you grow so much, with all the books that you read, the all the seminars that we attend to, we meet so many people, and not just like in my career, but other careers do it too. They get to network with other like-minded people.
Yeah.
And I just love that by starting a career, you can actually design your own life. And one of the things I say is if you're serious about changing your life, if you don't know what you want to do, but you know that you want to do something, a career is the best place to start because it does affect how you feel. I remember like looking back to the days where I didn't have a career and I knew I had dropped out of high school and I had no idea what to do with my life. I remember how I felt, and it does affect your self esteem. It does affect your confidence and how you see yourself. And by getting the career, I feel like I was forced to grow. Like I had no choice but to grow, and I liked it. I mean, I liked the growth, and the studio that we're in was one of my growth, achievements. Because when I first got my license, I was a dreamer, not knowing what I was asking for, because anybody that has a real estate license today knows that it's not as easy as it sounds, it's not as easy as it looks. But I just said, one day I want to have my own office. And it took 7 years, but the opportunity came and I was able to start investing and doing flips and renovations. But this place is an answer prayer. Like it was a dream that I had, and to know that we would be recording here, like that's new. This is something that I've been wanting to do for the last 2 or 3 years, but it goes on episodes, right? Like your life goes on episode. You set your goals, and then when you get there, you raise the bar for yourself, and then you want something else, and that's beautiful. That's amazing. That's what keeps you alive.
Absolutely. Yes, you have to continue to make that step and continue to walk,
Yes.
continue to grow. And I'm so excited for the people that we have on here because they're all different
Yes.
and they all have different stories. But what I have noticed is that they all start at a foundation.
Yeah.
And it all starts with taking that step
Mhm.
and jumping into the water and doing things that nobody else in their family is, they don't
Was
have that
done.
exposure
Yeah.
to that. So I think it's very important, and it's amazing
Yeah.
what
It's definitely work, right?
yes.
And I say if you are willing to put in the work, if you're willing to be disciplined, if you're willing to keep a schedule or make a schedule, it does take determination and the desire and sometimes even get to a point in your life where you say, I'm just tired. Like I want to build something. I want to build something that I can inherit to my children. And Prisma, something that I just heard the other day, and this was from Jordan Peterson.
Mm-hmm.
He said that the if the father doesn't have a career, it doesn't really affect the children. But that if the mother doesn't have a career, that according to the statistics, it does affect the children. So how, I have no idea, but it just like caught my attention because we are working on this project, and I was like, how interesting is that statistic? And I don't know exactly what it's based on, but I do believe that by you raising to a higher standard for yourself, you are telling your children you can do it too. And if I got this high, you can go higher. Like just keep climbing and keep believing and keep working. So through this platform, in parentheses, our goal is to bring you the answers that you may have. And if you're wondering, what can I do? Well, we're going to be bringing different panelists that are going to talk about different careers that should answer at least a lot of your questions. If you want to know how much does it cost and where can I go to school, we're going to be answering all of those questions. And we also want to make a call to professionals. We still are in need of some of the professionals. We have had a great response from a great group of people that have raised their hand and say, yes, I want to make a difference in my community. I want to share my story. I want to tell you how I did it. I want to tell you that you can do it too. So please reach out to us if you have done a career in less than 12 months, and if you think that this is something that you would like to share with the community, just let us know. We would love to have you and